Hi, I'm Joe, and today we are celebrating 100 subscribers! Yay! Oh, I'm so excited. I have more. So, 100 subscribers. I am so excited. I cannot believe that over 100 now people actually want to watch me and listen to what I have to say. Because a lot of times what I say just doesn't even make sense. Maybe they're just laughing at me, and that's okay because I like to make people laugh and I try to be funny. So celebrate with me. Go grab a beverage of your choice and some cookies or cake. I did not have cake, so I stole some of my husband's Oreos. And then come back and really go away. But come back. Are you ready to celebrate? And now my cat wants to celebrate with us and play with her toy. Say hi, Judy. Say hi. She doesn't like to party. Okay, a couple things that I want to share about my booktube experience or booktube journey. I am roughly 3 months in and I cannot believe that I already have 100 subscribers. I never thought that that would happen, and I would be okay with that if it didn't happen. I really enjoy the booktube community. I would be sad if no one commented because that's why I joined booktube, to talk about books, to share my books and my reading experiences. And my cats are trying to sabotage me. She's in her sled. Yeah, my cat has a sled. I pull her around and she loves it. The best thing about booktube are the people. I just love the people. The comments are wonderful. I am trying to figure out ways to make my channel a little bit more interactive because I'll be honest with you, I'm a stay-at-home mom and I don't get to talk to adults very often, so please talk to me. I have so much to say. Some of the books that I read because of booktube, I found Kurt Vonnegut, and I love him. I never would have picked him up if I hadn't heard about him on booktube. It just doesn't sound like a genre that I would enjoy, but I loved him greatly. Also, In the Woods by Tana French. Amy Lauren mentioned this book on her channel. I love that book. That's another one that I wouldn't have picked up because it was a bit thrillery, suspense, at least for me. I do not read anything that could cause me stress. I like to relax when I read. Another book that I read because of booktube was Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451, which I read earlier this month. I didn't read it because anyone mentioned it. I read it because I wanted to do a series for Banned Book Week, and that was the book that I chose. I am so glad that I chose that book because I loved it so much. It was just an amazing book, and if you haven't picked it up, you really need to pick it up. Should not be drinking on an empty stomach. But it's a celebration, bitches! Next, I am going to do a really quick 20 things you did not know about me. First, I am married with 2 boys. They are 12 and 14. One is in middle school and the other is in high school, and no, I cannot believe it. My youngest is as tall as me. My oldest is taller than me. And both of them have feet that are massive. The second thing, all water animals freak me out. Freak me out. Oh my gosh. There was a commercial a couple years ago for, I think that it was life insurance, and it had this whale that would just like jump out of the water by this little tiny boat where these 2 people were in it, and I was like, what the heck? And then there was that SeaWorld commercial where Shamu was just gliding through the air. What the heck? No, do not bring water animals onto land and into my house. It freaked me out. I could not watch it. And this is terrible. My brother, when I turned 26, it coincided with him coming back from Iraq for the second time. So we went out to San Diego for his homecoming, and I really wanted to go to Disneyland. But my brother, who is cheap like me, took me to SeaWorld instead because he could get free tickets to SeaWorld with his military discount, but he didn't get free tickets to Disneyland. SeaWorld, seriously, I hate all those animals. And my son made me walk through this Shark Tank thing where it was a dome of glass and all of these sharks are going around you. And I covered my eyes and walked right through, and then they all laughed at me. But seriously, there's just a little layer of glass between me and all of this water and all of these gross sharks and water animals. Another animal that freaks me out, any animal that has people hands. What the heck? Animals aren't supposed to have people hands. That's why cats don't have posable thumbs. Except for the polydactyl cats that Hemingway had. And I'm extremely interested in those. And when I go to Key West, I am totally stealing a Hemingway cat. But raccoons, possums, chipmunks, all of those things, if it has people hands, I don't like it. It's a freak of nature. Animals should not have people hands. My hat keeps falling because I am too excited. Okay, the next thing, I have a younger brother who I just mentioned. He's 4 years younger than me. I moved out of the house when he was like 13. We were not really close, and then when he went away to boot camp just a couple weeks after he graduated high school, we became very close. I was constantly writing him letters and sending him packages all through his entire enlistment. I spent so much money sending that boy boxes. And he now lives about half an hour away from me. And that boy, I love him. He's my baby brother. He'll always be my baby brother, even though he's way taller than me. The fourth thing, I love doing crafty stuff. I mean, look at this. I made confetti. I made this thing. I love doing crafty stuff. I also paint with watercolors. There is a picture, the cactus picture right there. It's actually a picture of this little tiny cactus right there that was my son's. He wanted a cactus, and then he realized that cacti are not very exciting. But I painted that picture, and I've done some other pictures, and I enjoy that. I have also done pottery. My friend's mom has a pottery wheel and makes pottery. I made this little tiny bowl. It looks like a buckeye or a mushroom. And I have a couple other little dishes that I've made. I am not very good at it, but I love it. It's so much fun. I also like going to Pilates and napping. I haven't gone to Pilates all summer because of the schedule, but napping, I do napping every single day. That should be a sport, and I would have a blue ribbon. Okay, moving on. My love language is gifts. I have not actually read the book of love languages. I love to give people stuff. I love buying things for people. I love giving people things. If I like you, I want to give you stuff. I do not have a passport, so I have not been to Canada since about 2005, I think, when they changed it to where you needed a passport to go to Canada, which makes me really sad. I mean, I could get a passport that just goes to Canada and Mexico, but it's not a very far drive. I think it's like 5 hours. So I would go up to my grandma's, and she would say, "Hey, want to go to Niagara Falls?" And I'd say, "Hey, yeah." So we would throw the babies in the car because my kids were babies then, and we would go up to Niagara Falls for a few hours. I love Toronto. Oh my goodness. I've only been there twice. I went once on a school trip when I was in 7th or 8th grade, and then I went the last time when my youngest was about 1. He was just barely walking. So that would have been 2003. And my older son was 3 or 4. And he really loved castles. So I said, "Hey, I want to go up to Casa Loma," and it was awesome. I just loved Toronto. We rode a boat around the harbor, and there was a festival going on, and I just loved Toronto. That's one of the cities that I want to live in for a year sometime. Medical stuff makes me ill. Any sort of medical stuff. I cannot watch medical shows, anything slightly related to medical stuff. Do not tell me your birth story. I don't want to see pictures of anything. Ugh. I get physically ill. Ugh. I am a night owl. I don't know if you've noticed that, but I am definitely a night owl. No one in this house likes mornings. One of my closest friends is the same age as my mom. Her daughter and my son are really close friends, and so I started talking to her, and she only lives a few minutes away. She's the physically closest friend that I have down here. One time she said, we were talking about our parents, and she said something about that generation, and I said, you're the same age as my mom. You are her generation. Maybe you had to be there. Okay. Like my new glass? I am left-handed. You probably didn't know that because you've never seen me write, but I am definitely left-handed. I do some things right-handed. I play basketball right-handed. The hardest thing for me to figure out as a left-handed person was doing the can opener, holding this hand still and turning this hand. I don't know why it took me so long to figure that out. My brain just could not handle it. Neither of my children are left-handed. Neither of my parents were readers or are readers. My mom just doesn't enjoy reading, and my dad was dyslexic, so he really struggled with reading, and he wants to do something that they just can't do. Everyone in my house starts with the letter J. My husband and I had the same initials. And when I was pregnant with my first son, I told him, if our son is named after you and has the same initials as us, then any later children are also going to have the same initials. Because when I was growing up, my parents and my brother, their names and their nicknames all started with the same letter. And I was a J. It's I know that's just a weird thing. I was a weird kid, I guess. One of those things. I mean, I love my name. My name is my mother's middle name. Although if you really ask me about it, I'll tell you that I was named after Joe in Little Women. But even my cats have J names. I have Jones and Judy. It also helped narrow down names when we were naming our children. So that was a plus. Otherwise, my children would still not be named. My husband named both of my kids and both of my cats. My 14-year-old still wouldn't have a name if it was up to me because I can't decide. It's like too big of a decision. Oh my gosh, it's a lifelong decision. I couldn't do it, which is ironic because I committed to having a child, which is also a lifelong commitment. I love to make a fuss over things. I mean, look at this. I made a huge fuss. I still have more confetti. I have tons of confetti. But holidays, birthdays, I know some people have like this attitude about birthdays when you're an adult. Like, you're an adult, everyone has a birthday. Get over yourself. I don't think it's about that. It's like, I'm just happy. I'm just so happy. And also it's an excuse to buy gifts, this is actually our birthday hat. Everyone wears it on their birthday. I have been to the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, and the Gulf of Mexico. My children were with me every time. So my children have also been to these places. I didn't get to go until I was an adult. My family didn't travel, and that's fine. We don't really travel either. My husband's family has a condo on the Gulf of Mexico, and that's the only reason why we've gone there. My husband's actually never been to any of these places. I rarely pay full price for anything. I do not like to pay full price. I am frugal, I guess you could say. I prefer that over saying that I'm cheap. I love going to concerts. Love them. I haven't been to a concert though in a year, and that made me really sad because I really wanted to go to a concert this past summer. I like to go to the House of Blues in Cleveland. The last concert that I went to, it was Neon Trees, 21 Pilots, and Walk the Moon, and it was amazing. I'm sure everyone has heard of Neon Trees, but you need to look up Walk the Moon and 21 Pilots. Those are both Ohio bands also, and they're just amazing. I love them. We are winding down. I have been with my husband for half of my life. I can't even really wrap my brain around that. I met him right before my 16th birthday. We did not start dating until I was 16, and now I'm 32, and I've been with him that whole time. I made an excellent decision. I know that I'm very kind of lucky or blessed. I don't know which. Maybe I was just intuitive. He is actually my biggest supporter of this whole booktube thing. He's the one that encouraged me to do this. I am very glad that I did. My best friend and I went to high school together, but we never ever talked. I believe my class had about 15. I think hers may have had a couple less. Yet we never even talked to each other in high school. I think we had one class together. Anyway, years later, I was taking my son to preschool, and her son was going to preschool there also. And our sons are the same age. That was 8 years ago, and we've been best friends ever since. Unfortunately, she lives about 40 minutes away, and it just breaks my heart. I'm an introvert. I think I skipped that because that was right out, it's listed after my concert thing. I like to go to concerts, but I'm also an introvert. This is like a huge thing for me. Basically, it's a fake it till you make it kind of thing. I am not an outgoing person at all. I would rather stay home and read. I'm a homebody, and I like it that way. My husband is the same way. He is even worse than me, actually. He would happily live as a hermit. So I want to encourage anyone, if you are out there watching this and have thought about starting a YouTube channel but are hesitant, just jump in because it's fun and you get used to talking in front of the camera. I mean, I'm in here in my house all by myself and I'm talking at a camera. I did close the front door because there was a person parked right across the street and I didn't want them looking up here seeing me talking to a wall. But for the most part, you just get comfortable in front of the camera. You meet people. You don't have to leave your house. You can edit. You edit out all the dumb things you say, or most of the dumb things you say. I leave a lot of dumb things that I say in because if I edited out every dumb thing I said, I would not have a YouTube channel at all. But try it and you'll like it. I still can't believe that I'm doing this. I just can't believe this. I can't believe that I am able to do this, but I do it. And I honestly very rarely drink while I'm doing booktube, so it's just all me. I guess I'm a bit of a ham. So those are the 20 facts about me and my celebration for my 100 subscribers. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you continue to watch me. Please continue to watch me. And I have a couple ideas for things for my channel coming up. I guess I will talk to you later. I hope you enjoy this video.